Hi, MacArthur. How are you today? Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear it. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, just take
I'm
a second
trying.
to fully connect. That's all right. How are you today?
Pretty good. A little tired, but hanging
Aw,
in there.
yeah. Well, how does your
You? How,
voice
how have you
feel
been?
today? Oh, I'm good.
It's feeling good. It's feeling good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Your body's gearing up, right? Getting in the zone. Love it. Alrighty. So, tell me what you've done in the last couple weeks and then what you feel like would be a good focus for today. Any reflections on our last session, what we were doing there?
I've been pretty good. I just been like going over like just those scripts. Pretty much just like filling them out, kind of, and like seeing
Yeah,
what I can do differently. I
great.
didn't go over them a lot, not gonna lie, just because I was like been busy. But I did go over the ones that we did read. I still haven't
Okay.
read the last two yet, so I would
Yeah.
like to read the last two with you at least today, and
Mm-hmm.
just like get through those two. But I did like reread the other like four that we did,
Okay,
and
great.
so yeah, I was feeling. I was like, this is nice. This is nice. Yeah.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Nice. So, just kind of continuing what we were working on, continuing on that track. I'm curious, was there anything that really stuck with you from our last session, or anything that, as you were practicing scripts, that you were like, oh, this is really a struggle, or that you were like, I'm doing great with this?
The thing I would say the thing that like kind of stuck with me last
Yeah.
session, um, is just like being able to like just like flip through the scripts and like flip through those emotions and those characters.
Yeah.
And then I would say like the hardest thing, kind of reading over those scripts was dang, where is it? Would kind of be like the I think it's the second one. Yeah, it's because I think that one's kind of like how would you say, like it feels calm in a sense of like an older wiser like guy kind of plays it, to where like the other ones like they have like more emotion, so it's like I can pull and
Yeah.
push those to like limit, and it would like sound like right with the script, if that makes sense, where like
Mm-hmm.
this one feels like there's like a certain character that it has that
Mm.
you like have to play, and I was like, so it's just like being able to like go like with that certain character, but then being able to like stretch the Grinch more, or like stretch the Cheer
Mm.
Squad technician more, or stretch like the heartfelt like romance one more a little bit, and then it's
Yeah.
like to have like that one like wiser old guy. It's like, but you know.
Yeah. Okay, good. It sounds like you did some really good work on your own these last couple of weeks. I love to hear that. Wonderful. Okay, so then, all right. So, do you want to maybe just show me one of the scripts to get us started?
Yes. Do you mean one of the ones that I went over last week, or one of the two that I want to go over this week?
Yeah, I'd love to hear the ones that you were working on prior, just to hear kind of like after you've worked on them more and kind of wrapped those up, where those are at. Or if you want me to listen to like a recording of them, we could do that. But just to kind of hear, where it got to.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I could definitely like hit some of these scripts because I have not recorded them yet. So
Okay.
yeah, I have been slacking on that front. But yeah, no,
That's okay.
I'm gonna hit the Polar Express one. I like this one a little bit.
Sure.
Actually, if you check the Polar Express passenger rulebook, page 47, subsection B, you'll see that hot chocolate is distributed clockwise, not counterclockwise. I mean, come on, it's basic train protocol. You really should keep up. Otherwise, how are you gonna get your I rode the Polar Express badge? I've got three.
Nice. Very cute. Love it. It's a lot more consistent now. Nice. What do you think of it?
I like it. It's like again like just being able to like use the voice and like knowing like because like the first kind of like two sentences I was like I want to be in a sense the limelight of like explaining the rules type person, and then I want to go to like the third line I wanted it to kind of be like scolding the person in a sense like as a kid would be like, oh come on, how'd you not know that? But then like the last section I wanted to be like, oh hurry up, like I'm trying to help you out, like have that feel to it. So but like keep the same I guess tone from the character, but try to have like the emotions and like the feelings that I'm trying for like that kid in a sense to portray for the
Hmm.
other person.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that was really cute, very consistent. I love the character voice you've created. That's really fun. I feel like I'm able to follow the story. It has shape to it, it's clear. Wonderful. All right, let's hear the other one from before.
I'll do my Grinch one. I like
Yeah.
the Grinch one, the second the most. In fact, uh, okay. God, the holiday one. I'm sorry, I was reading a different one.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, fantastic! Another holiday invitation. Caroling, cocoa, matching sweaters. The whole nostalgia spectacle. But sure, why not? Let's all pretend I'm thrilled to be here. What's that? My heart grew 3 sizes. No, no, that's just indigestion from last night's fruitcake.
Awesome. Okay, what do you think of that?
I liked it. Like, I'm still trying to get to where it's like every sentence feels like an answer. Like he's
Yeah.
going like from
Right, that
one
it's a
person to
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
It's,
got that impression that it's like you're talking to someone, you're responding to someone, you're reacting to someone.
so
That's awesome.
I want to get like that down, and then I'm like, like I kind of like where some of the emotion is coming from, but I know
Yeah.
like the underlining tone emotion I'm going for is I want to be invited, but I don't want people to know that I want to be invited.
Yeah,
So like I'm still
for
trying to
sure.
hit that, but then sometimes I feel like I come across like a little too I guess like arrogant or mean in a sense. But I'm still like trying to
Yeah.
find like that underlining emotion of like, no, I really actually want to be here without having to say I really
Right.
actually want to be here.
Yeah, like maybe have some kind of like social awkwardness or some kind of personality disorder that like limits your ability to connect, but that you have this deep sense of longing to connect. Yeah. Yeah, okay, awesome. Very cute. Well, I think I definitely heard some really good progress with both of those, a lot more consistency with the character voice. Um, and also, I think it was a lot more clear, like what the situation was, who the character is, what you're going after in that moment. I think all of that really shone through really well. So beautiful. I definitely hear some good progress and work on those. So, congratulations on that great work. Yeah, so why don't we switch over to the new scripts? Yeah, I just wanted to hear a little bit of what you've been working on these last couple weeks just to kind of get an idea of how those had progressed since I saw you last. And let's go ahead and try a new script for this week.
All right. Okay. So I haven't like even read these yet, so
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
gonna like
okay. Yeah, so why
quickly.
don't you take a little silent read through of the first one, just kind of processing what you're reading, and then we'll try it just like it's a cold read. So, just like you're in an audition, they're like, here, read this side, and you're like, okay, and they give you a second to read through it, and then you just give it a go. that sometimes does happen. And it's just to kind of, get an idea of, some possibilities. It doesn't, they don't expect it to be even remotely
Mm,
perfected.
gotcha. Mm, this one definitely gives me like the narrator from the live action Grinch movie.
Okay, nice. All right.
Mm, yeah, I like this one. It's like very warm and fuzzy.
Aw, yeah.
Okay. All right. In a town wrapped in winter's quiet blankets, every snowflake carried a secret, a wish, a hope, a promise of something wonderful just waiting to happen. And all it needed was someone brave enough to believe.
Aw, nice. Good. All right. So tell me, what do you imagine is the scenario here? Like, what do you imagine the audience would be seeing on the screen as you're saying this?
So I have like two like visions that keep like coming in my head, and like
Okay.
one of them is definitely like Santa or like a veteran elf or like
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus or somebody has like this child next to them, and like the child
Aw.
runs up to them and like they bend down and like they tell this child this while snow's falling and like the night
Aw.
is like alive and the moon is bright, and like
Yeah.
that's what I see. And then the second one is actually a like it could be like a grandpa, a dad, but he's like reading a book
Sure.
to the kids that are like are in
Right.
bed or around a fire. Those are like the two visions that I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. So then, when you kind of imagine this, if you thought of someone's voice reading this, whose voice could you imagine reading this? Like, if you were going to be the casting director, who do you imagine would be a really good fit for that?
Man, see now I'm trying to think of like I mean first I feel like
Well,
Jim
okay,
Carrey
so
just comes
the
to
narrator
mind.
from The Grinch was the first idea. So let's reflect on what we hear in that narrator's voice. What are some of the things that you think of with that voice that really stand out to you?
Soothing, like it's very like
Soothing.
yeah, it's not
That's a great word.
too over the hype happy, it's not too sad, but it's very like comforting,
Yeah, comforting,
calm.
calm. Hmm. Nice.
uh,
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's try that again, specifically focusing on trying to channel that particular narrator's kind of energy and just kind of setting up that stage that it's like, children gather around, we're going to have a story, and it's setting that stage. And if you think of telling a bedtime story or something, it is very calming and soothing because you're wanting to help them kind of calm down and unwind after the day and settle in and get cozy and and have them hopefully fall asleep right after, right? And so um,
mm,
it would be very soothing, it would be very calming and comforting. So yeah, yeah, let's try that again. So now that you've had that initial just kind of stumble through, I like to call it, we're going to try to channel a little bit more of that narrator energy.
ooh, I will comforting voice. Okay, I got a comforting voice, I think. So,
Yeah.
in a town wrapped in winter's quiet blanket, every snowflake carried a secret, a wish, a hope, a promise of something wonderful just waiting to happen. And all it needed was someone brave enough to believe.
Nice. Good. That one felt a lot more like setting the stage of the story to me. So there's a little bit more suspense and
Mm,
like magic and mystery and like what's gonna happen next. So I think it had all of those qualities we talked about, but it also has this kind of like wistful, magical, mysterious kind of feel. Like once upon a time.
Gotcha,
you know,
gotcha.
in a world and a time far from ours, there was a little boy, like setting the stage where it's, that sense of mystery and intrigue, drawing them in. So that was really fun. Yeah, very cool. What did you like best about it?
Um, just kind of, I get like I would say like the pacing, in a sense,
Yeah.
like because I definitely felt like the first time I read it, I felt very fast, so I wanted to like slow it down, especially about I guess reading to kids. In a sense, like I
Yeah.
want them to like kind of linger onto the story and attach to it. So just
Right.
like slowing it down, I really like that. Um,
Yes, I did notice the pacing. Yeah, the pacing, and it had just a little bit of a lower pitch, a softer voice, a really warm, rich kind of tone to the voice, and it was more flowing, like singing a lullaby kind of a feel. Really nice. Very nice. Okay, so that kind of mesmerizing kind of sound.
mm,
Um, so good. So, is there anything that you would want to change about it if you did it again?
right now, no, but I know I
Yeah, I
can get
actually
like,
really liked
yeah.
it. So, I was like, I feel like it has a really good energy, good pacing. So, let's go ahead and try another one.
I mean, like another script or like another run through.
Yeah, let's do another script because I was really happy with that too.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is alright. So I hung my stockings, put out the cookies, left carrots for the reindeer, organic, obviously. And what do I get? A note from Santa saying thanks, and the nice list, barely. Try going shopping for my family. Oh, I kind of like this one. Oh. This definitely feels like a burnt out mom or dad kind of,
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
like, what, man? This is I only got a note and I barely made the nice list. Like, have you
Oh,
tried shopping for my family in the holidays?
yeah. And they're just like, oh my goodness, I have had it. I am at my wit's
Uh,
end. Yeah.
they're just like, oh, I did this and I did that, and this is all I get. What?
Yes. It's like a lump of coal and a stick of gum, right? And you're
Right.
like, really? Or just like a single candy cane. And they're like, that's it.
That's it.
I
Like,
worked really hard.
so I hung my stocking, put out the cookies. That's carrots for the reindeer. Organic, obviously. And what do I get? A note from Santa saying, thanks, you're on the nice list, barely. Barely? You try holiday shopping for my family.
Yes, so the indignance. Really? I am offended. Yeah. So who do you imagine you're talking to?
So like I would either say he is definitely talking to his either significant other or he's like ranting in front of a mirror in the bathroom.
Okay. All right. So you are, let's say, a dad, and you just found the note from Santa, and you are ranting to your significant other, and you're like, "Can you believe this? I have tried so hard." Yeah. And what do you want from them in this moment?
I obviously want them to agree with me. I want them to be like,
Yes.
you know, right,
Be on
honey,
your side.
you're totally right. Your family is hard to
Right.
shop for. It's like
Santa is way out of
he,
line.
he does not know what you do for us. Like, yeah,
Can you believe it? How rude. He does not
right,
understand the challenges of living in modern times,
exactly.
clearly. He's, at the North Pole, not actually interacting with other humans in this modern society, having to fight
He's
his
over
way
there.
through,
He doesn't even make
Best
the
Buy on
toys. He
Black
has the
Friday.
elves do them. You know,
That's
like,
right. How dare he?
exactly.
Yes. And he ate all the cookies you left out, so, you know. It gave you a lump of coal and took all your cookies. How rude.
Right? Could have left me
This
a chocolate chip
sassy
gingerbread
little
cookie.
note. What?
This guy.
Thanks,
This
Santa.
guy. I'm not-
This guy. Yeah. Clearly, he's kind of starting to lose his marbles a little bit.
Right.
He
Right.
should clearly retire and pass the hat, right?
Yes.
Ugh,
Yes. Most
dare
definitely.
he.
Most definitely.
There must be some misunderstanding.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Alrighty, good. So let's go ahead and try that again.
So I hung my stocking, put up the cookies, left carrots for the reindeer, organic, obviously. And what do I get? A note from Santa saying, "Thanks, you're on the nice list." Barely. Barely? You try holiday shopping for my family.
Yeah, it's like Santa's like, I guess you left me cookies and some organic carrots for the reindeer. So, like, okay, you just scraped by. Yeah. You're just like, no
Bet your
freaking
Dasher
way.
love those carrots, man.
And those reindeer freaking knocked a couple tiles off my roof. Now I gotta go
Right?
fix that. Like, ugh, rude. Yeah. Awesome. Good. All right. So with this one, so tell me a little bit about the voice that you're creating, and like the energy of the voice, the speed, the pitch, the inflection, any vocal patterns that you're noticing or that you want to lean into more.
So like I was like just trying to definitely go for like an annoyed, slow, fast type pitch. Like there are some where he's like very like annoyed of like, so I hung my stockings, and like I feel like he would like linger on like what he did, and then like when it gets to like the note, I feel like that voice would be like a mockery type voice in a sense.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's definitely like I don't want to be super fast. I kind of want to like emphasize everything that I'm angry
Yeah.
about.
That's
So
something
like,
I was noticing
yeah,
is really strong beat shifts. Um, it's very reactive, which I think is making it feel very active. Um, and emphasizing specific words. It's a little more like punchy. So it's not as flowing. It's a little more like dramatic pauses, really like, punching certain words. And then, things like oh, I'm offended, or like the sass that comes out, those kind of
right.
things are really shining through. So those are working really beautifully. Nice. So, if you were going to, I feel like this is one. It's very comedic. It's funny. So I feel like you definitely can exaggerate a little bit more with this one. Comedy is often very exaggerated, right? Like it's very, very dry, or it's like over the top silly, like Jim Carrey. If you think of like, very dry would be like Curb Your Enthusiasm or something, right? And it's those very exaggerated elements that really make it funny. So like your character could be the really over the top dramatic one, and then like your partner could be the more like dry, calm, like pairing to you, and that exaggerated difference would be really funny. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So let's try it again and really lean into that exaggerated, over the top, melodramatic, very reactive kind of energy.
Okay. So I hung my stockings, put out the cookies, left the carrots out for the reindeer, organic, obviously. And what do I get? What do I get? A note from Santa saying, "Thanks, you're on the nice list." Barely, barely, barely. You try holiday shopping for my family.
Nice. Good, good. Yeah, I almost feel like, you and Santa have a personal relationship or something, and like you have a little bit of beef. Like, this is like a decades long, conflict you've had, like he's a cousin or something, and you're just like, ugh, seriously? I bet this is because I didn't invite him to that Super Bowl party, you
It's
know?
like, bet you it's because we like Thanksgiving more than Christmas. That's why he's like this.
Mm, yeah. I made a big old turkey, and for Christmas, I just made this dinky little ham, right? Yeah. Yeah. I didn't invite him to Christmas Eve dinner because I figured he'd be busy. I know he's got to work. So, yeah. Yeah, very, very funny. It's like, it's such a silly problem, too. Like, ugh, can you believe this letter I got from the HOA? I'm going to go talk to that president of that HOA. Isn't like the way I prune my bushes. You know what? I don't like the way he mows his lawn, so there. Right?
That's most definite. Most definitely. This is one of those issues right here.
Yeah, it's like it's such a minor thing, and yet it's huge to the character, right? Yeah, it's like maybe like you have always been on the naughty list, and you've like this year you've put in so much work to finally be on the nice list. You're like, okay, I'm gonna turn it around. Like, I got to get the nice list.
Mm.
And Santa's like, okay, like you barely scraped by, and you're just like, seriously? Yeah, yeah,
They
exactly.
call me Mr. Christmas around here.
Yeah. So, what did you like best about this last take? Or anything
Um,
you noticed that changed, or that you could kind of articulate that was like, oh, this felt really different, like a specific phrase, a certain beat shift.
I would definitely say like the one thing I did do different that I don't think I've done with the script is just like add words to it. Like I
Okay.
said, like some lines twice. Like
Mm,
barely I said twice, but differently.
barely. Barely. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like being able to do that. Being able to like start the script like differently from like even when I get to and what do I get to like very annoyed and then like kind of like serious and like repeating and what do I get and then like just being
Yes.
able to like have like even though like I have like a I guess like tone of voice for my character being able to like mock somebody mid
Sure.
script like
Yeah, it was more
that's pretty nice to do.
mocking.
Yeah.
It's like, a little more mocking, making fun of Santa. Like, what does he know? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, yes, exactly. Awesome. So I thought that worked really beautifully. Is there anything you would change about it? Or are you like, I thought it was really good?
Oh,
Were you
I
really
like it.
happy with it?
Yeah, that was yeah. That's probably
Nice.
like one of my most confident scripts
Nice.
in a while. So
Love that. Yeah, I would say in comedy too, it really depends on the project, but there are going to be some projects where they're like, yeah, like if you have a different phrasing that feels more natural, go ahead and tweak it, a little bit to get, the flow and the energy you need. And I feel like comedy is a place where you see that more often. Um, where it's like the subtitles don't exactly match because they,
mm,
maybe tweaked it a tiny bit. Um, and it's something I think that you see because of like improvisational things that the comedians will do, and they'll like you'll see in bloopers and things like you'll see like Eddie Murphy do the same scene five different ways, right? Or
right.
like Jim Carrey do the scene five different ways. Um, and it's, you get to see like some of their other takes of the same moment, and, they just kind of like improvisationally approach certain things. And that's kind of where you get a lot of those really golden moments. So, yeah, I think, and you didn't even necessarily like repeating the phrase isn't necessarily changing the script. It's just like you were adding intensity to it. And what's cool about that is like if they wanted it to be exactly like the script, they can just edit, the extra out, and pick pick the phrase that they like best there. Um, but yeah, they might just keep it. So it really depends on the project. Like some people are more like, yeah, go ahead and, change it if you feel like it'll flow better a different way. Just make sure you get all the key points. So it really depends on the project. So
Gotcha.
so they might be totally cool with that and be like, perfect, loved it. So yeah. Awesome. Alrighty. And I think that also is really good practice for scripts where you have the same phrase written in multiple times, because sometimes people like to say it the exact same way multiple times. And that's kind of boring. If I say it multiple times, there's a reason for it. So I always try to say, like, what did I not get across that first time I said it? Like, why am I saying it again? So, yeah, very nice. Good energy there. So then, did you have another script? Were those two the only ones?
Those were the only two ones.
Yeah, cool. So let's see. If you were to pick, like, maybe like your top favorite Christmas characters or top favorite Christmas movies, what would those be?
Definitely Klaus from Netflix. That one's it's definitely
That's
very
a beautiful movie.
Yeah,
I love that.
love that one. I was like, oh, this is very nice.
Aww.
I would say the Polar Express. That's always been like a very good childhood one of mine. Live action Grinch, of course. Trying to then like.
We had worked on a Polar Express script for the engineer, right? Yeah, I thought so.
Then I don't know if you count these as Christmas movies, but I always do have like a Harry Potter marathon during like the winter time.
Oh, that's fun.
And then pretty much like anything Hallmarkish. So.
Aw, I know.
But,
Hallmark has just so many good Christmas movies.
Yeah.
All right, so just with like kind of those ideas, I'm gonna see if I can find another good monologue to look at. Well, this one's really sweet. This is pretty different than the other ones we've done today. So I just put it into the chat. This is more like, the spirit of Christmas. Kindness rules the day.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I have a theory that people who, use their voice a lot, it's like you get like belly gurgles and like, burps and things more often just because you're moving everything so much.
I feel that.
Because you're breathing so deeply and yeah. All right, so what do you think of this one as you're reading through? What does it kind of remind you of? What do you think of that you're like, okay, I feel like I would do this with this one?
This is like very like not Bruce Almighty. What's the second one?
Aw.
Evan Almighty.
Evan
Where
Almighty,
it's like,
yeah.
one selfless act inspires another. That's just like the first thing that popped up reading it.
Sure.
But how would I go with it? I definitely feel like this is like somebody who was definitely changed by like a single letter that was in the mail or a toy that was left for them or something like that.
Aww.
Just because like towards the end where he's like, I used to think people were born cruel or born good, but now I think we
Yeah.
just forget. And all it takes is one act, one generous, ridiculous,
Hmm.
unexpected act. And so
Yeah.
like I feel like maybe this person used to be very angry, like very
Mm.
cruel, like just used to do bad stuff, and like somebody just one year
Right.
on Christmas or during the winter time, Christmas Eve or something, decided to just help him out or like let him
Yeah.
go, and he's like,
Like
"Oh,
maybe
this is what it
you
feels
lost
like."
your job, or you were homeless, or you're a kid who, you've got a single mom who works so hard, and yet, she doesn't have enough money to really like give you all the
Right,
decorations and Christmas presents, and Santa came and all of that. And then, someone does something really kind for you.
right. That
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like it changes everything. Yeah. Yeah. That's a beautiful thought. And then who do you think you'd be saying this to then? And like what could have like triggered you saying this to them?
I definitely think like he's like this person is volunteering in a sense to help a
Okay.
group of people who are on a bad path. So, like I feel like he can
Yeah.
be either like somebody who's like there for like group therapy or like talking to
Yeah, like
juveniles
you
or
go to
like in a
AA or
prison. Yeah.
something,
As
and you're
like
sharing
he's
this, or you like
yeah.
get up in a, Christmas pageant church service, and you're like, "Hey, like I've been changed, and here's my story of like how things have changed for me in redemption, and things could change for you too, right?"
Right.
Hmm. Yeah. Nice. Okay, good. So then, when you think about, hmm, when you think about the character voice, then what do you imagine you would do with that character voice?
Mm, I feel like it would definitely be a quiet, nervous voice
Okay.
at the beginning, in a sense, and it
Yeah.
slowly turns into more of a, I guess you would say, like happier tone, or more like confident in like what he's trying to spread, in a sense.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, so far that's kind of like what I see is like they're kind of nervous to speak in front of these people, and like as he's speaking,
Right.
he's understanding like I have to give this message out, so he kind of becomes more confident in the words that he's
Yeah.
telling them.
Hmm. Yeah. Love it. Okay. Um, mm, so, who do you imagine would do a good job in this role?
I cannot think of his name right now. Have you seen the movie The Long Walk?
I haven't.
I'm trying to think. I cannot think of his name,
Oh, it's okay.
but
Is it
look
like
at.
a story of redemption, or like
I just think
somebody
he'd
who?
be able to act it out
Sure, yeah.
pretty well.
Okay, so you've got a clear idea in your head then, like this person would do a great job with this. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So even if you're not totally like, you know, able to just, describe and tell me exactly who it is and whatnot, that's perfectly okay.
yeah, because he there's like two scenes in there where he kind of is like is trying to change his like the person he's walking with, his like mind and stuff like that. Yeah, I think he'd acted pretty well. It's a pretty good movie. You should watch it. It's a very sad movie though too. So like,
Aw. Be
be
ready for
very
to the yank on the
prepared.
heartstrings
Yeah,
and
because it's
tears.
like
Yeah.
one of those movies you're gonna watch and you're gonna be like, I do not want to watch this again. But you
Yeah.
finish it and you're like, I have to sit watch it again because like the message is so important in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. I would
Oh,
definitely say watch the trailer and then you're like, oh my god, because like
it'll
it's yeah,
get you.
because it's a Stephen King book adaptation, and
Oh,
it's like
okay.
kind of like what the Vietnam like war was like in a
Yeah.
sense. So it's like
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's very yeah. I was like,
yeah.
dang, yeah,
Like a pretty heavy then, right?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Especially like when you
Yeah.
like start just like looking at like all the small like tellings and stories and different characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
it's crazy. It's really good. It's really good. Just check it out.
Okay, I'll check it out. All right. So then let's go ahead and let's try the script and see where we get with it.
Okay. You know, it's a strange thing how kindness works. One day you think the world is cold and too big and far too stubborn to ever change. Then someone leaves a single letter on your doorstep, or a toy where a toy shouldn't be, and suddenly there's this spark, just one spark, and you don't realize it yet, but that tiny spark is catching onto someone else. And then someone else after that, until the whole place glows. I used to think people were born cruel or born good, but now I think we just forget. And all it takes is one act, one generous, ridiculous, unexpected act to remind us of who we actually are.
Nice. All right, good. So then how did that feel?
It felt good. It felt good. I feel like I'm like still missing something. I just don't know what it
Oh,
is yet.
yeah. Okay.
But it felt nice. It felt nice.
All right. So then what would you hmm, what would you say is like the the main descriptive word for what you want to do with this particular script? Like, if you were going to say this is kind of the general ambiance or mood of it, or this is the genre that we're in, like, how would you describe that?
And like one. Um. Dang. I don't know. I don't know if I can say one word, but I would like want to put the like put the presence of thought in their mind. Like,
Okay.
just make them. I don't know how like the word for it, but to make them reflect on their decisions and themselves in a sense. That's
Okay.
yeah. So I guess like if I had to go one word, it'd be like reflect. So
Okay.
then if I had to go one genre, I don't really know. I don't know. But
All right. Okay. So tell me, what is the mood, like the emotion at the beginning, middle, and end of this?
um, the beginning is definitely like not sad, but very nervous and kind of like for the character I feel nervous, but also for like I feel like what he would feel from the people that he's speaking to is kind of like and I don't want to be there type attitude, like oh I'm just here because my parole officer says I had to be here, or I'm just here because
Yeah.
my job said I had to like get this signed or something. So like they're just like uh not there fully paying attention in a sense.
Hmm.
The middle, I would definitely say like it gets more uh what's the opposite of tone deaf, like it gets more attention,
Yeah.
like more heart and like more heartwarming in a sense. And then like towards the end I feel like the end is lighthearted, but I feel it's also very serious and very like reflective in a sense,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then, What do you think is your goal with this script? Like, how do you hope the people you're talking to respond to it?
I would say to just understand that everything's not going to change overnight, and understand that like everything's not going to change just because you've decided to come to this one meeting tonight, or even
Yeah.
just decided to come to this one group, and that might be like the one thing that you're doing differently. It's like, no, you have to do other things differently, but you also have to, in a sense, surround yourself with other people who have sparks in their eyes.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Good. All right. So let's try that again.
You know, it's a strange thing how kindness works. One day you think the world is cold and too big and far too stubborn to ever change. And then someone leaves a single letter on your doorstep, or a toy where a toy shouldn't be, and suddenly there's this spark, just one spark. And you don't realize it yet, but that tiny spark is catching on to someone else, and then someone else after that, until the whole place just glows. I used to think people were born cruel or born good, but now I think we just forget. And all it takes is one act, one generous, ridiculous, unexpected act to remind us of who we actually are.
Nice. Good. So, who do you imagine that you're talking to?
Mmm. Definitely, like, if it was like one on one, definitely like somebody who is like just very negative and like down on
Mm,
themselves, and like,
yeah.
but outwardly they're very angry. So like
Mm,
they'll, in a sense, like cuss somebody out or be disrespectful to somebody that's just helping them. But
yeah.
inside, I feel like it's because they just feel very negative of like where they're at and who they are. And they just kind of like need help.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, let's go ahead and try that one more time.
You know, it's a strange thing how kindness works. One day, you think the world is cold and too big and far too stubborn to ever change. And then someone leaves a single letter on your doorstep, or a toy where a toy shouldn't be, and suddenly there's this spark. Just one spark. And you don't realize it yet, but that tiny spark is catching onto someone else, and then someone else after that, until the whole place just glows. I used to think people were born cruel or born good, but now I think we just forget. And all it takes is one act, one generous, ridiculous, unexpected act to remind us who we actually are.
Good. All right, good. So, how did that time through feel?
It felt good. It felt good. It definitely felt like I was like changing throughout the script instead of like
Mm,
feeling like one dimensional in a sense.
yeah.
Then it also felt like a little faster, like I had to speak to this person before they just like wrote me off.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, why is it urgent? Why do you have to talk to them right now?
Because
What's so significant about this moment?
um I feel like this is like the one, at least like for my character, I would feel like this is like the one time I feel like they're actually paying attention or deciding to listen before they step out that door and just be like, oh, forget it. Like that helped with nothing that's really out in my real life.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Awesome. So then what happened right before this? What's like the thing you're reacting to that causes you to be in this place at this time?
I would definitely say, excuse me, if it's one on one, I just caught the person being disrespectful to someone who was like highly regarded.
Okay.
And so like I don't take them to the side nicely, but I necessarily like snatch them up, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you feel when you see them acting this way?
Um, Definitely very sad, hurt, and scared. And it's just that like I know that they can be someone better, someone different,
Hmm.
but they're just not living up to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. So you're challenging them to be better.
Yeah, yeah. In a sense, yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try it.
You know, it's a strange thing how kindness works. One day you think the world is cold and too big and far too stubborn to ever change, and then someone leaves a single letter on your doorstep, or a toy where a toy shouldn't be, and suddenly there's this spark, just one spark, and you don't realize it yet, but that tiny spark is catching on to someone else, and then someone else after that, until the whole place just glows. I used to think people were born cruel or born good, but now I think we just forget. And all it takes is one act, one generous, ridiculous, unexpected act to remind us of who we actually are.
Nice. Good. How'd that feel?
It felt good. It felt good. Definitely a little different, but nice.
Hmm. Yeah. Good. Awesome. Okay. So, what changed about it this time?
Definitely the beginning of it feeling more impactful, urgent, and like serious tone of like
Yeah.
me talking directly to this one person and trying to like
Right.
get it through their
Are you
stubborn
trying to like
skull.
stop them? Are you interrupting them?
I definitely feel like interrupted their disrespectfulness to someone else.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I want you to make that a little sharper, like really cut them off.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I will try that. You know, it's a strange thing how kindness works. One day you think the world is cold and too big and far too stubborn to ever change, and then someone leaves a single letter on your doorstep, or a toy where a toy shouldn't be, and suddenly there's this spark, just one spark, and you don't realize it yet, but that tiny spark is catching on to someone else, and then someone else after that, until the whole place just glows. I used to think people were born cruel or born good, but now I think we just forget. And all it takes is one act, one generous, ridiculous, unexpected act to remind us of who we actually are.
Nice. Good. How'd that feel?
It felt good. It felt good.
Awesome. Great. All right. Good. So, what would you say are kind of the key takeaways from today?
Mm, I would definitely say just from like doing that script is like, and like feeling how the first, the other scripts from last week and how like I changed them and just reading and rereading and changing up scenarios and rereading and rereading and changing up who you're talking to and like deep diving into who you're talking to and then
Yeah.
rereading and then picturing the scenario and then rereading. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely that like just like rereading the script from like 10 to 20 to 30 times of the same scenario and same person you're talking to and like
Yeah.
compacting it and microscoping it down to the scene that you see in your head or the picture that you see in your head and being able to
Right.
play out that screen as the character with the script.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, fantastic work there. What's going to be your goal the next couple weeks?
To definitely try and record some of these, and like just kind of put them under like a holiday file, to
Sure.
where like one is like very serious, like the one we just did, or one is like
Yeah.
very grinchy, one is very like cheertastic, one is very like angry that Santa didn't buy him anything. But then like one is like a very hallmarky romance, like give me a second chance love.
Yeah.
So just being able to record these and like have those different scenarios in
Yeah.
there. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, great work today. I thought this was a lot of fun. I love seeing all your creativity with the different types of scripts, different types of characters. Some are more narration, some are more the actual character. Really nice work on the scripts that we had from last time. Beautiful work there. I'd love to have you do some recording. I think that would be a really good exercise this upcoming week. So maybe take like the scripts that you're feeling really confident and solid on and get those recorded. Yeah. And then maybe you could
copy
email
that.
those to me so I can check them out. Sound good?
Copy that. Will do. Will do.
All right. Well, awesome work today. And if you don't get to the recording part, that's okay. You can continue, sharpening your acting skills and your vocal skills too. That's perfectly fine. I just want to be sure that, we're keeping building those recording skills too and getting more and more comfortable with that. Yeah.
Just ma'am. Will do.
All right. Well, great work today. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm sorry that you're a little tired today.
It's fine.
And I hope you get some good rest. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, okay?
All right.
All right. Bye, MacArthur. Have a
Bye.
good one.
You as well.